Welcome back everyone to Pineleaf Plays the Burglar. We are back here with a Bingo Boffin to find out what he wants to do next.
My belly is delightfully full, and I am ready to continue our journey.
I have spoken with a few of the elves here, and they have told me about a small outpost to the south of LOTRO. The outpost is called Haldirith, and the people there can guide us to move along the banks of the great river. Are you ready to go, Petronella? I am very curious to see the scenery, and am hoping for a little more sunshine than the grim canopy of Mirkwood can provide us. Well, yes. Alright, then we will go to Haldirith in Thinglad along the Great River. Time to head into the Great River. I'm level 68. The Great River is about level 70. Right, and Bingo is level 70 right then. So I figure, yes. Headed to the Great River. We are skipping Dunland and Enidwise because Bingo bypasses those. I did do the very beginning of Volume 3 for doing the epic storyline so I could unlock the skirmish, but other than that, I won't be doing the Dunland side of the epic story. We won't have access to the epic storyline for this region. We won't get that until we are ready to head into Rohan proper, so we will do the side quests here along with Bingo. Hello there.
Mind my words, traveller.
I am glad you are passing through this part of the wood, Petronella. While the Malern Fade here, thank God, is still part of Lothlorien. I have heard and seen strange signs of trespassing of late. Will you investigate near here and see what there is to see? Make note of what you find. We can try to solve this riddle of who, or what, is invading this land so close to Karis Galathan. Very well. Let's search for disturbances along the river's edge. Well, there is an empty fishing net. I'll take it then that there is somebody around here that is fishing. That's it. Somebody is fishing. Maybe it's descendants of the... I think I found an invader. Not that I usually think of orcs that's going around fishing. But we have a few of these around in the area. Ooh, this is tricky after that time where we were in Mirkwood and tended to be near the end a little bit above level. Now we're a little bit below level as a result of what's going on in here. And we need to be careful around here because... Oh, the third one's up there. If you're a Watch Token Professor, you know that we have been warned of how dangerous the deer are in this area. Let's see. Where is this? Supposed to be a third fishing net. Ah, the third fishing net is way, way, way up here. I started a little bit too far to the south, apparently. There you go. I'll tell her that somebody is fishing here. Well, maybe not a hobbit. Hobbits, I think, prefer fishing poles, right? Interesting question.
Megafauna.
There have never been fishing nets along this stretch of the Anduin as far as I can remember. What do we make of this? Who is trespassing on this land? If you have any skill in tracking, you should search for woods for signs of these invaders. And considering that elves have pretty long memories... there we go. Well, it looks like somebody's also playing horseshoes. Right? Well, mentioned earlier that I did do the very beginning of Volume 3, so I do have a red Brandier's Horseshoe. Now, one of the reasons why I made sure that I got that relates to Bingo Boffin, actually. So there is a reference to in Bingo Boffin to that horseshoe later on. So I had to go and get the horseshoe. Hello, Norio. That plus, of course, unlocked the last skirmish.
How can I be of service?
A horseshoe? This must belong to one of the horses of Stangard, a Rohirrim settlement south of here. What great need drove these men to hunt and fish in Thingolad? They fear these woods and anything to do with the elves. Right, so we'll have to find that out there. We could get... Ooh, well, this would be an... Actually, not... I was thinking it would be an improvement, but... oh, actually, that's because that's the light armor. Medium armor, 644. Might and vitality. Useless. Gentle nudge. Ah, here we go. 219 agility. Yes, that is an improvement in... There, let's go.
Stay a moment.
Alright, I'll stay a moment, at least long enough to hear what your next quest is. Yes, the Rohirrim have always believed that our kind are evil, that Lothlorien is a haunted place. We feel that this may not be entirely a bad belief for them to hold, as it will frighten them away from our borders. I had the idea that you could crouch hidden near their camp and make strange noises to frighten the fishermen away. Yeah, okay, and...
Will you lend me your ear?
Destroy fishing nets. Alright, and...
Will you lend me your ear?
If you're looking for to discourage our southern neighbors from wandering so near the south, I have an idea. There's a weed that grows along the riverbanks of the Anduin, and its leaves smell quite terrible when crushed. Wonderful. How am I supposed to be a stealthy burglar if I smell like a stinkweed? Didn't think about that, did you? No, probably not. Who cares how effective I could be in stealth? Right? That's not what matters. What matters is that we scare away these horsemen. Well, down here, down here, down here. Ah, the first of what I suppose will be many a fishing net. Ooh. Can I keep the fish? Here we are at the fishing camp. Let's start making a stink, shall we say? Yuck. This is a good place to hide. Are you sure? Because I got the stink on me. How am I going to hide in this case? Well, let's give a whistle. Oh, what's that? Well then, let's see what we should do now. How about mumble? These woods just aren't right. Alright, well. Yeah, I'm sure they're not quite right. Well, then how about a roar? Or the witch of the Golden Wood. Could it be her? Well, I suppose that's a possibility. Oh, clapping! Yes! Good boy! Oh, whatever a horrid forest spirit haunts this place. Please leave me be! I'll leave here, I promise you! Alright, fine. He'll leave, I guess, as soon as he finishes collecting that fish. But now, I think it's time to... Actually, if I succeeded, why go through the trouble of stinking this place up more? All it's going to do is make me one very, very smelly hobbit. Oh well. One of our little challenges here is apparently...
What do you need?
You need to be level 70 in order to use any of the stable masters here. You gotta be kidding. Well, I'll get that in a couple of levels. Alright, You'll never guess what I did with that stinkweed. Yeah?
What can I do for you?
You need not tell me that your mission was a success. I could tell the deed was done before you even came through the brush. Fear not, the odor fades soon, as this is a clean place, and the airs here will soon wash the putrid scent. I'm glad of that. And what else do we have here? Alright, I gave that gentle nudge.
Megafauna.
I think it is much better through here and find these lands haunted. Do you not agree? Right. And I took care of the fishing nets.
What can I do for
Ah,
you?
you returned without alerting the Rohirrim of our presence? Oh, that's good. Right. But I think I'll let this stuff wash off before I get back to bingo. What do you need me next?
Mind my words, traveler.
The ploy to frighten the fishermen worked rather well. I think we should use it again against the huntsmen and see if they scare as easily as their kinsmen. Try once more to make these woods look haunted, so that the rumor will follow these men back to Stangard and weaken their desire to come here for another generation. Good luck, and try not to be spotted by the hunters. Alright, I'll see what I can do about that. Anything else?
Might you spare a moment of your time?
Yes, these hunters must be dealt with. Yes, their traps cannot be permitted in this wood, for it is against our law. Please go and destroy all the traps you find, good Petronella, as you did with the fisherman's nets. All creatures must die, but none should die locked in a cage or choked by a snare. I must warn you again, though, don't be seen. Fine. Well, my trouble isn't being seen, it's whether or not I'm smelt. Yeah. Oh, hello, look who's here. What do you have today?
I've collected many fine items during my travels.
A brown snake. Spoon, frying pan. I have to think on some of these at some point. But I will take the snake. There you go. There you go, one snake. Now that we have that done, oh, somebody needs to be forging. Is there a forge master around here? Well, I guess I'll have to take care of that when I get the stand card. Let's speak with a Bingo. Hello, Bingo.
I should write down my impressions. Oh, my ink pot has run dry.
What? Yes, my ink pot has run dry. This will not do. Do you remember the books you brought me from Pineleaf? Well, they were rather heavy. It's hard to forget them. Yes, one of them spoke at great length about the art of the elves. They must know a thing or two about the importance of ink in creative endeavors, and perhaps can lend an ink pot's worth. Yes, ask the folks about Haldirith and see if any of them have any artistic bent can help us. All right, fine. Oh, and it tells me that Bert Bartleby has arrived. Yeah, I think I've already seen him. One ink pot. Hello there. I was wondering if you had any spare ink.
I do not have any ink, but I may still be able to help.
Yes, right. I don't have an ink, but you see, I know of a way to make a high-quality ink from ingredients found along the banks of the Anduin. If you grind up a certain type of dark mud and a special riverside reeds, you can obtain a thick pigment. Adding water to this pigment will produce a high-quality ink that should serve your friend well. If you do as I instruct, he will be writing again with little delay. Alright, fine. Riverside reeds and dark mud. Wonderful. This looks like the type of location he described. Is there a campfire here? Well, I have no idea. Maybe someone who's collecting mud and reeds for ink or anything like that? No, I don't think the snake ate any of them. I think that if a snake ate something large enough to have been doing anything like that, you'd note a noticeable budge in the snake. There you go. There. Next. More reeds. Now, what these things do in order to help you, I have absolutely no idea. I have not done a chemical analysis of the mud in this area. But I will have to do a combat analysis of some of these orcs, right? And maybe, just maybe, I might be able to get myself to a high enough level that I'm allowed to use the Stable Masters. Level 70 indeed. Now we have the ingredients. We just need to grind them up into a nice pigment. Let's see if this looks like the right color. Yeah, I think that'll do. Do you have any non-sudsy water? You say the sudsy water is fine. Alright, I don't know about making ink out of a sudsy water, but alright. Sounds like you get a sudsy ink as a result of that. Well, it says forming a thick ink. Let's see if this works. Well, I think we have an ink here that not only writes beautifully, but cleans its own stains.
I wonder if there are any points of interest nearby that will suit my book.
What a high quality ink! I cannot believe you were able to make such a fine ink so quickly, and with such common ingredients. This must be the ingenuity of the elves, truly. I will get to work on writing once again. Could you ask Marvathor if there are any points of interest nearby that would suit my book? Be sure to tell him that I'm writing an account that should be both exciting and true, Petronella, so I hope any place he suggests will be ripe for adventure. Yeah, and I guess you know who's going to be having the adventures as a result of that. Right, right. Anyway, let's find out. Hello there. We're looking for places potentially ripe for adventure where we could write some descriptions for a book.
For Bingo to have come so far, he must be a formidable adventurer.
Yeah, I'm sure he's a great formidable adventurer. Yes, of course. Yes, Bingo wants to know of interesting places to explore along the Great River. Well, there are a few locations that might find exciting, but I can't guarantee his safety. I suppose he will do. He's either a great adventurer or is he in the company of one? Anyway, to the south you will find the Old Burrows, which was once the home to peaceful creatures of nature. They have recently been claimed by a ferocious wargs, so if Bingo wishes to see them, he would be wise to do so with caution. And to the southeast you will find Foul Maul's Den, where lives a mighty bear, gray of coat and with black-hearted. Yes, you would be wise to stay away from Foul Maul, but he is of tremendous size, and an encounter with him might make a thrilling chapter in Bingo's book. Alright, I suppose so, and I'll get to doing that. But first, I think I need to give some Rohirrim another gentle nudge, which is where we'll start in the next chapter of Piney Plays The Burglar.